Hello. You're tuning into another episode of TheWunderkindShow. Today's first topic, they're trying to ban the Tushy Pushy. Look. Guys, I want to make sure that I say this, right? I'm somebody that believes in competition. And you've heard me say this a multitude of times. What you give them for breakfast, you give them for lunch, and you give them for dinner. That means that if they can't stop it, you keep doing it till they can. And the Philadelphia Eagles came up with the brotherly shove, or as we know it as the tush push, right? Where guys get behind the quarterback and they all say, heave, and they go forward, fly forward. And guess what? It's been nothing short of remarkable in short yardage situations. Now, with that being said, some of these teams have been trying it and have been unsuccessful in doing it. And because the Philadelphia Eagles are literally beating teams, because of this, extending drives, because of this, a multitude of them want to ban it. Because it's not fair. Players safe. Don't you care about the players? Don't you care about your QB? Don't you care about RDTs? It's nasty work. And now you're having all these people like celebrating now because Diana Rossini came out and said that pretty much the thing around the league right now, like, you know, gaining the pulse, is that the tush push is going to be banned. Now, this is exactly what she wrote. She said, nothing is set in stone yet, but the sense I get from around the league is that momentum around banning the tush push is undoubtedly growing. Now, like I said before, I'm against banning something just because another team is good at it. You understand? Like, you understand what type of precedent you're setting? Like, oh, they're so good at it, and it's so great. It's a cheat move. So, yeah, if what I would allow is that defenders are allowed to push their players in the back to shore it up. Because I guess that's part of the reasoning why some people are trying to say, oh, they want it banned. But what I'm going to do is play Ari Ehrhoff. I think that's how you say his name. Shouts to him. He was talking about it on his platform, Miroff, and I think he hit the nail on the head on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the audio, and then we're going to finish breaking it down. All right? So without further ado, let's see exactly what he had to say about the Tushy Pushy.
All right, a couple of things. First of all, like I said before, whenever you make a proposal, you have to put it into writing. You also have to explain what is your reasoning for making this proposal. The Packers' reasoning was, A, because of player safety, and then B, because of pace of play. Player safety is interesting because the NFL, they have their data, they have all the numbers. They announced, I think it was before the Super Bowl or Super Bowl week, they announced there were 0 injuries on the tush push according to their data. So I'm not fully sure where the player safety element comes in, if there's any data the Packers have, or if they're thinking about in the future it could be an issue. I'm not sure where it's coming from. The pace of play is also interesting. I'm not sure where that's coming from. I wonder if they look at the Eagles-Commanders NFC Championship game where Frankie Lulu was jumping over the line a million times, and that just took so long. Maybe that's what they're talking about, but it's only happened once. So I'm not really sure where their reasoning comes from, if there's anything to back it up. But the official wording by the Packers is to prohibit an offensive player from pushing a teammate who is lined up directly behind the snapper and receives the snap immediately at the snap. That is what the wording is. And the Packers essentially want to add, if you do this, you get a 10-yard penalty.
Let me tell you something real quick. I'm going to interrupt you real quick. I showed you guys clips of the Packers trying it. They were terrible at it. Terrible. Now you're trying to say player safety when no one's been injured doing it. And that's what I'm trying. A lot of stuff is being bagged now. Oh, player safety, because that's the hot button. Like, that's the magic words. Oh, we care so much about player safety. And when you check it, there's no one being hurt on it. It's like, oh, well, you know, that's what everyone's saying. That's what we're going with. Man, the Packers are soft for this. And the Chiefs fans that want it banned too, you're soft also. But I'll continue because there's some points that he hits that I love. Hear this.
Now, I have a hard time seeing this one pass because we've heard from Roger Goodell, who's in that room with ownership. Let's make that very clear. His voice matters in all of this as well. He's basically said that the Eagles are just a team that does it really well, and we're not going to eliminate a play because a team does it really well. We'll talk about eliminating it if there's a health and safety issue or something like that, but right now the Eagles excel at it. The Bills were decent at it, but we saw them get stopped in the AFC Championship game by the Kansas City Chiefs, and there are other teams around the NFL who are just not good at it. I mean, if you tell me we're going to stop having, Patrick Mahomes throw sidearm passes, like, no, we're not doing that.
You heard what he said? You notice how he brought up the Bills? And I keep saying, bro, you see how things come full circle? I kept saying this. When the Bills were doing it, Josh Allen, he's so great, Allen. Oh, MVP Allen. Greatest thing we ever seen, Allen. We never seen anything like this before, Allen. Oh, my God, the Bills and Allen. And they went and the Kansas City Chiefs lined up and stopped it. And stopped it more than one time. To where the Bills are like, we can't even try this no more. They're stopping it. And the Chiefs tried to do the same thing versus Philly, and Philly said, do you think we play in Buffalo? This is Philly! And took their face masks and pushed all of them forward. They're like, it's not fair. After being out 34-6. We're losing because of the tushy pushy. It's not fair. We would win if you're going to push his tush. Why don't we just ban all tushes? Why do we push so hard? I've come so hard and got so far. In the end, it doesn't even matter. Oh. That's why they want to ban. That's why you're hearing all these guys. When Josh Allen was racking up and getting all of these 1-yard touchdowns, nobody had a problem with it. But it's a problem when Jalen Hurts is doing it. It's a problem when get out of here, bro. I'm going to continue
I mean, so the Eagles are just really good at it, and that's kind of where things stand. So I don't know if the Packers and Mark Murphy, their president, is going to talk to all these other owners and try to convince them to vote to eliminate this. We obviously know already one team was going to say no. That's the Eagles. But we've heard from a number of owners out there. I think Mark Davis is another one who's mentioned, I'm not going to ban something because one team is really good at it. I'll ban it if there's a reason to ban it. But I don't think there's good reasoning on this one, and I would be shocked if it does get banned.
You see what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of times I try to tell people all the time, this stuff is hilarious to me. And you got Chief fans say, it's bad. Yeah. Why don't you don't try with Patrick Mahomes? You won't. Because you already seen Patrick Mahomes get injured doing something similar, right? It was something similar, like they tried to QB sneak. Not like a tush push, but a QB sneak it. And he got hurt. I think it was his ankle or something like that, or his knee. And they never tried it again after that. So we'll never put him in that predicament ever again. The Ravens do it with their tight end. Say, we're not going to put Lamar in that situation where his knee or his ankle can get rolled up on, right? They're not one of those heavy lifting guys. Like Jalen Hurts is a monster. Like he can squat like 500 pounds. So you understand why he's so successful also at the tush push. So they put Mark Andrews back there to do it. And we've been relatively successful running it. You split Lamar off to take somebody out of the play. Everybody else push forward. And it's worked. It's worked. So that's what I'm trying to say. It's just been ridiculous. And I don't agree with just banning something because people are good at it. I think that takes away from competition. It really does. And for all the teams that are sitting there celebrating, hoping that it is, bro, for the commentators that are hoping that it is, you weren't saying that it was Josh Allen doing all the tushy pushies for them 1-yard touchdowns, right? Y'all were celebrating and saying you've never seen somebody get his tush pushed so hard. I mean, they were just behind him, just grabbing it, grubbing it, just men behind this man, just grabbing his tush. That's what y'all had no problem with it then. But now, when you see Jalen Hurts being successful and win the Super Bowl with it, now it's a problem. Now, let's say it's broken the status quo. Y'all some hypocrites. Each one of y'all hypocrites. Y'all needs to get slapped. Every one of you. And I want to make sure that you know that. You know what I'm saying? It comes from the heart. It truly does. But what do you guys think? Do you think the tush push should get banned? Do you think it'd be outlawed in the league? And do you think that people are hypocrites when it comes to the tush push? Especially when it was Josh Allen doing it. And then, of course, when Jalen Hurts won the Super Bowl doing it. Now that they're really coming together to try to say, let's ban it as a collective unit. Let me know what you think down in the comment section, please. All right? But as always, that's the episode of The Wunderkind Show. Thank you for for watching, and we get down, we have fun, and we laugh. But everything we talk about, we do what? Facts and truth. Please do remember, like, subscribe to the notification bell, leave a comment, or love the comments. And guys, please check out the Wonder Kid Morning Show. Yes, you see it right there. It'll be in the description of every video that we do. We're live Monday through Thursdays, 9:30 to 10:30. We talk about popular topics, sports, and we have some throwbacks and nostalgia moments to make you smile for your day. So be there or be squared. You know what I'm saying? Also, if you like to donate to this channel, help out with equipment and such stuff like that, bottom of the screen, QR codes to a Cash App. Cash App located in the description of every video that we do. Name of it is money sign The Wunderkind Show. Super easy. But that's the episode of The Wunderkind Show. This is your Nigel signing off, and as always, you know my slogan. Peace. And I am out of here. Yerp!
Finish him, Daddy.
Do not